This a big inflection point for you? What happened at the end of March? Do you think it's going to influence your business in any way? I mean, or is it a blip which you think we have kind of overcome?
Vinay, we do believe this is an inflection point for e-commerce. This is not just a blip, but it can be a blip if we don't actually act on how do we make e-commerce more relevant to the consumers. For a very long time, e-commerce followed a certain model. While the consumer is at the center of every product thinking we ever did, more than ever, the consumer-centric thought process has to be much more prevalent than it was ever before. Especially when the e-commerce always came with a set of apprehension in terms of, especially in terms of fashion. It's an area where most of our consumer base was not comfortable trying a new brand, new style, even though they are the consumers. Forget about the non-customers of the e-commerce. Even the consumers who were already shopping online had their apprehensions buying a different brand, different style because it always comes with a size and fit issue. We don't know how. I mean, the size chart is not standard between the brands. The information is not detailed enough between the brands. So there are many things. Now, those apprehensions are overshadowed by the safety and the health concerns of or the inhibition or the apprehension of going out to a mass shopping area at this moment. And this is the time when we need to actually step up our game on how do we augment some of the behaviors that were demonstrated in the offline space. In fact, we have expedited a lot of our investments we've been doing for a long time. Size and Fit is one big example. We've been in the business for the last 10 years, and more than any other retailer, kind of fashion consumption data we have is good enough for us to actually start working on this model. We've been working on these models. In fact, it's been a pilot on the platform for the last 4 to 5 months. We've expedited some of these investments where we can give the confidence to consumer that this is the size you should be trying in this new brand, new style, even when we don't have a previous purchase information of that consumer in that brand style. Coming to the supply chain side of things, the way we've actually been rethinking our supply chain during this time. In fact, what we've done in the last few weeks of how to make the whole process a contactless process. In fact, we were one of the first to say that we will not ring the doorbell. We took away the need for signature. We got the contactless payment, the UPI-based payment method, where people don't have to get in contact with our delivery guy. And this is actually going back to the earlier question you asked about who do you put first, is the employee or the consumer. My answer has always been, and this is one of the first things I answered to my organization also. There is one more set of people that we need to be responsible for, which is our vendors and partners. So for us as a business, for us as an organization, employees, our consumers, and our partners are equally important. And we don't believe we can be successful by prioritizing one over the other. It has to come together. And the way we've been working with all the three parties, when we are one of the first companies to go into work from home, and we've been working from home for most of the organization ever since, except the critical functions which have to have a physical presence in the locations are the only ones. And even in those locations, the amount of the rigor we have put into the SOP, the SOPs we have right now in terms of social distancing norms, in terms of all the local innovations we made on how do we keep people hygiene, safe, and more importantly, how do they get back home safely. It's not just about their time in our facility, it's also about their commute time. In terms of our consumers, we did a proactive communication during the first lockdown that sorry, we won't be able to deliver your products and you're free to cancel your orders. And you will be surprised, 91% of them said no, keep it the way it is, and we will wait for our orders. That also gave us the confidence that we've built loyalty over a period of time, and there is a need or there is a demand that is not going to die down anytime. With respect to our partners, there are a lot of small, medium businesses who uh, do business on our platform. We are a curated marketplace at the end of the day. And we also have a quite extensive network of delivery boys. We call it a Myntra partner. Again, I don't know how much you're familiar about this network. This is a network of small, medium businesses, these kirana stores, mom and pop stores, who also do deliveries for us during their downtime. Unfortunately, during the lockdown time, their primary business was also shut, and we didn't have any deliveries for them to earn any money. So we are probably one of the first organizations, if not the only organization, which advanced the payment to them to our partners. They kind of got a payroll advance so that they can survive this downtime. In addition to that, we also got them COVID insurance, which was anyway given to all our employees. So we extended it to our partners in the small medium businesses. So the amount of effort or the amount of investment we made into all these things, the only reason behind that is we need to safeguard our employees, we need to recover our business, and we need to reimagine the business. Going back to your first the question that you asked, we believe is an inflection point, and we believe all these steps that we are making today will actually help us come out of this stronger. And the way we actually see this going forward is, I know a lot of people have been talking about post-COVID, but I do believe that we are going to be in the COVID world for a very, very long time, and that's how we are seeing the business. And in that COVID world, the digital business have to has a bigger role to play, and we are actually fortunate to be well positioned to play that role in this country right now.